Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I said hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jazmyn W. Welcome back to my channel, y'all. As you can see, I'm back home in LA. So glad to be back. This is our Married at First Sight reaction video.
We know.
I'm in such a good mood, child, because this episode was good and there was also a fly on Mike Pence's head, honey.
Shout out
so
to the
we
fly.
all have a reason to celebrate. Me, you, and the fly, okay? Let me tell you two things really quick, though. Number one, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I literally do not know why you are doing me like that. Okay. We've been in lockdown and I haven't been able to do comedy. This has been a great relief for me. So thank y'all for watching. I also have to tell you that I have a podcast called Colored Couch Conversations where I sit down with a woman of color every single week and we talk about different topics from how we got to where we are to what inspires us to being a Black woman in America, microaggressions, all of that, all of the above. So make sure you click on the link below to check out my podcast, Colored Couch Conversations. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple, or Google. It has 5 stars, honey. So get into it. If you like my channel, you will love my podcast as well. Anyway, let's get into it, y'all. We're going to start with the most boring couple of the week, which I think is also the fan favorite, which happens to be Woody and Amani.
Girl, what?
Actually, let's start with Amelia and Bennett. What am I thinking? They were the most boring this week. Amelia and Bennett. I don't know why I feel like Bennett doesn't really have his life together at all. Amelia and Bennett were talking about babies and Bennett brought up finances. Let me tell y'all something. A man does not want to have a baby until he has his finances together.
Right.
Typically. Mm-hmm. Some of y'all just out here spreading your seed, but most men do not want to have a baby until they have their life somewhat together and their finances together. And I think that that's why Bennett is hesitant here. However, I'm not sure what Bennett is doing to progress his life to make him more prepared to have a baby, to be honest. He, Amelia said he writing all day, writing and thinking all day while she's at work. Child, just go ahead and let her have a baby so you can be a stay-at-home dad. I don't know what else you think you need to do, Bennett. I don't know what career you waiting on that you don't even look like you pursuing, honey, but go ahead and just be a stay-at-home dad. My thing is, I think Bennett is not in a financial position to have kids, and that is why he is hesitant. But he decided in this episode that he's going to split time between Virginia and New Orleans. Which, of course you are. You found somebody who you really click with. You don't have a lot going on anyway. Why wouldn't you split your time?
Right.
What's keeping you in New Orleans? Your tiny shack? I mean, I don't understand. The main takeaway between Amelia and Bennett this week, I don't understand why Bennett is willing to start over somewhat when it comes to where he's living, but he's also not willing to consider kids within the next couple of years, it sounds like. When Amelia said, oh, I want to have kids next year, he said, wow. Mm-hmm. And we all know what that means. That means, no, I'm not feeling that. Which, you know, if he doesn't want to have kids, I don't blame him. I mean, it's his personal decision. However, I don't understand how you can say there are a couple more things that you want to do career-wise when you have a theater company and things that you're doing that have grounded you in New Orleans, but you're willing to split time between Virginia and New Orleans. I don't know. I guess I'm just a little bit confused about what's next for Bennett in his life. You know what I mean?
You sound confused.
Either way, I think he and Amelia make a great couple. I think that she will probably steer him a little bit so that he has some direction when it comes to the things that he wants to do. She will steer him while supporting him like a good woman does, okay? Because that is what we do. Good women, we steer and support, okay? Not saying that a man is not in the driver's seat, honey. You can drive, but, you know, every now and then when you about to swerve into a ditch, I reach over and help you out and okay? That's what a good woman does. I feel like I took really bad notes this week because I was distracted by the debates and everything else. But let's move on. Woody and Amani. Amani said that she and Woody are in the staying in love phase. Okay.
Ciao.
Listen, the big blow up between Amani and Woody this week is because Amani made a joke, I guess, about Woody having hoes in his DMs, and he got defensive. I believe when you go into the DMs, you no longer trust your partner. And sometimes that suspicion that you have is valid, but 60, 90 days into the relationship, I don't know. Has Woody given you a reason not to trust him, or are you just curious and nosy based on your past relationships? I think that you should give Woody the benefit of the doubt. And if he gives you a reason not to trust him, then you should have a conversation about, what might be happening when you're not around. She said that she had an inkling. You know what I mean? And we have to listen to women's tuition because we are typically right.
Tuition?
But I just don't feel like she had a reason to go into Woody's DMs. Maybe there's something that she's not saying here and they resolved the issue and didn't want to talk about it on camera. So it's not, to me, it's like they quickly resolved the issue and sort of deaded it instead of talking more in depth about why Amani wanted to go through Woody's DMs in the first place. I don't know. I really want to know, for all the people who are in a long-term relationship or married watching my channel, do you go through your partner's DMs?
And don't lie either.
Or messages on Facebook? You know what I mean? Like, do you guys do that? Because I feel like if I have to go through my husband's DMs, like, we have a problem. Like, I already know that I'm about to find something. Or he gonna get to the messages before me and delete them all.
Okay, like a real one would.
Give Woody time to delete these messages, okay? Don't be running up on him asking him to look in his DMs.
Sure
Honestly,
will.
too, if you found some messages between Woody and somebody else, it's very disrespectful, But in a normal relationship, when you dating somebody for 30 to 60 days, if they're still talking to somebody else, I would not be surprised. And to me, it would be a conversation about whether you're going to take this marriage seriously. Because if we sleeping together without a condom and all of that, honey, you're not going to be in somebody else's DM still entertaining. That's the main thing that we should be paying attention to when it comes to a relationship. Are you entertaining? Okay? The only entertaining I do is comedic purposes. I answer my DMs. I look at my DMs, I read them, and 9 times out of 10, I reply. But I never entertain, okay, honey? We don't do no entertaining. If you want entertainment, go to a strip club, honey, okay? Because that's not what you getting. That's not what you getting over here.
Right.
Is Woody a part of Jodeci or Silk or some R&B group that I don't know about?
Silk.
The one with Genuine and Tyrese and Tank, because why was he wearing this silk shirt?
Was that 3LW?
He looked like he was a male stripper in that shirt, Woody. Is this the $1,000 worth of clothes he buying with his $2,000 monthly budget for his clothes? He out buying silk shirts and chains. Child, anyway, Woody told Pastor Cal that he and Amani practice safe sex. They are lying. I think that they are lying. I do not think that they practice safe sex. That is why the conversation about a baby is also coming up. I know Woody and Amani are not young spring chickens, okay? So they should have a conversation about when they want to have kids. But I do not think that they are practicing safe sex. Because when Pastor Cal asked him, he was like, "You really asking me that, Pastor Cal?" That's how you know somebody lying. Y'all are not using protection. And you know what? They're married. That's their business. But if you don't want to have kids, Woody and Amani, then y'all need to be thinking about what are y'all going to do to make sure you don't have kids, especially if you're newly married, and you're newly knowing each other too. Honestly, I believe, Amani and Woody and Amelia and Bennett, y'all know I be getting these names mixed up. They're having conversations about having kids, which I think they're important conversations, but you've known this person for no more than 90 days. You should not be thinking about having a baby yet. You know what I mean? Like, you guys haven't even known each other for a probationary period at a corporate job. You guys can't even agree on a dog.
Or a haircut.
What makes you think a conversation about kids and everything that comes along with kids you're going to be able to agree with? You guys can't agree on, Amani and Woody cannot agree on finances. They cannot agree on DMs and social media. They cannot agree on pets.
Or hair.
Okay? Woody seems like he really wants to be a dad because he probably wants to be a much better father than his dad was to him. And I commend him for that and I recognize that. But you guys only been knowing each other 90 days, period. The second thing I'll say is I really loved what Amani told Woody when he was feeling a little self-conscious. When he says, "You know what, I'm scared that maybe this won't work out or you might leave me." She said, "You are enough." I love the fact First of all, I love the way Amani talks to her husband. I have not always spoken so sweetly to my husband. Like, I'm loud. I'd be like,
Girl.
But I have learned over the years that the more nicely you speak to your husband, the better things work out. But, you know, I really, really like the fact that she told Woody that he was enough. You know, she gave him that affirmation. And then she also confirmed that she wants to be with him. Sometimes you just need to hear that the person that you are with wants to be with you.
Right.
And I thought that was so amazingly sweet. And yeah, that made me smile a little bit. So I don't think that, I think we're seeing a lot of insecurity and the word insecure being brought up in other couples. But Woody and Amani are a great example of how sometimes you do feel a little insecure or unsure. But to have the person that you're with just reassure you is just really, really nice. Okay? Miles and Karen. Karen has gone to work, which is very stressful. I can only imagine how stressful it is during COVID. And Miles is cleaning the house and making sure that when she comes home, she can have some peace of mind. That's very sweet.
But what?
But here we go again with Miles doing for Karen, and Karen doesn't do anything for Miles. We haven't seen her kiss Miles willingly. We haven't seen her smile at Miles. Why she can't smile at Miles?
Girl.
She doesn't laugh at his jokes. She doesn't stroke his beard, child. Miles needs to get out of this relationship with Karen, period. Like, she is annoying me. I thought she was going to get better. She does this thing where she pretends she's going to get better, but actually she ends up being trash again. Like, I literally don't understand her. Miles said, point blank, period, I do not feel wanted by Karen. Take a look at the video that they showed during the episode. He's constantly reaching for her. Reaching for some affection.
Begging.
I'm not even an expert on love languages, but I bet you that, affection is Miles's love language. And when he doesn't receive it back, he feels hopeless about the relationship. I am really big on affection as well. You know what I mean? So I can only imagine wanting affection from somebody that badly and getting absolutely nothing from them. Karen she has to notice by this point that is Miles's love language, and to not even give him a little bit of something to reassure him, to let him know that she's still interested in pursuing a marriage with him. I just think it's just stupid. She's just, I don't know. I'm just sick of her. I'm so sick of her, for real. Then, y'all, this is the doozy right here. Karen had the nerve to say that some of Miles's actions and language with her is feminine.
Oh, girl.
She says that he's called me sis. My friends call me sis. I don't want my husband to call me sis. Karen, I think you're homophobic. There are moments when a man plays around. There are so many levels to this. There are moments when a man plays around and says, sis, you know what I mean? To be goofy or funny. And I think that's why Miles was calling her sis. I don't think he said, hey, sis, where did you put my toothbrush? Because you have friend zoned him and he's a nice guy. He feels like a friend to you, but he's still trying to get to know you in despite of. And you have the nerve to call him feminine. He said that he would go get a pedicure and manicure with you, and that's feminine to you. You literally want somebody to slap you down. You want somebody to slap you silly, Karen. Karen wants somebody to slap her and tell her to shut her ass up and go make dinner.
Knock you out.
Miles said it himself that she's not ready for somebody as progressive as him. He's comfortable with who he is. He's comfortable with his sexuality. I'm sure that if you got real physical with Miles, he would not be calling you sis in the bedroom, honey.
Real physical.
Ooh, sis, yes. Get it, sis. No. How can you not see that? How can you... Oh, I hurt my
Girl.
head. How can you not see that? This is stupid. She wants more masculine energy. Karen wants toxic energy. I don't understand. What is more masculine than Miles? He's masculine. Oh my gosh, that got me heated. And one more thing I'll say is while Karen was talking about masculine energy, sweetie, you were looking a little masculine when you were talking to Dr. Pepper.
Ooh, get her together.
You was giving me, what's the dude from B2K? You was giving me Raz-B vibes.
Lil Fizz.
With your hair in a ponytail and your edges slicked down, honey. And your no makeup on, but your brows was all thick and bushy and your t-shirt. You was giving me masculine energy. How about that? Listen, Miles says that he doesn't know if Karen has the capacity to love. I think Karen has the capacity to love. She just don't have the capacity to love you, Miles.
Wow.
She don't want to like you. She don't want you. She don't like you, okay? And I think Miles should have quit this episode just like Brett did. You know what I really hope? I hope Miles is gaining the nerve to tell Karen exactly how he feels on decision day.
He not.
And leave her high and dry first, honey. And walk out before she could even say whether she wants to be with him or not. That's my one wish. If I had one wish, Miles would leave her.
Stop, Jazz.
He'd only say one word. Okay, honey? Child, anyway. You know what? Let's just move on to Olivia and Brett. They're right here. So let's move on to them. Okay. The one thing I will say is Brett kicked off the episode by saying, you know, they've been in quarantine and their neighbors is vegans. So maybe he's thinking about cannibalism. I thought that was funny. He said they don't eat meat, so you know they good. That's the only time Brett has made me laugh this entire season. The relationship sort of imploded whenever Olivia left. You know Olivia works in the hospital. So whenever she left to go visit her mom and her family. Brett had a problem with that because they're supposed to be quarantining. But Olivia works at a hospital. She's a nurse. She's a nurse practitioner.
Make it make sense, please.
So you worried about Olivia going to see her family when she comes into contact with dozens of people every single day? I don't understand. Brett used that as an excuse to get the hell out of there. He said, deuces, like Sea Breezy. You know what I thought was a little shady? When Dr. Pepper asked Olivia if she thinks it was her fault. She's like, what did you do to contribute to this?
Ooh, got her together.
And she told Karen the same thing. What have you done? Because I heard some shit about you. You know, I don't know. I guess I just love the fact that she's calling them out. I guess, you know. Like, nobody wants to say, you know what? I don't want to sit down with a therapist and say, you know what? My husband be doing this. He left the house. He took all the food with him. He said he forgot something and he was trying to be funny. And then the doctor said, but what did you do?
Let's stay
Child,
focused.
Did you hear me when I said my husband left the house over some bullshit? This episode really gave some insight into how production pushes and urges the couples to stay together. They're literally fighting, kicking and screaming, saying, no, I don't want to be with them. I don't want to be with this person. And they're pushing them and convincing them to stay together. Because that's what they did with Olivia and Brett. But Brett was not for it. Olivia was still saying, I don't know. Maybe we could work it out. Girl, just give up, Olivia, okay? I know you wanted to be married so bad. You love the idea of being married, but you actually don't love marriage. We can tell you don't want to have kids. In fact, Brett said what I said earlier. He said the breaking point was, I want to have kids within the next 1 to 2 years. And she said, I never said I didn't want to have kids. You lying. You said that you were on the fence about having kids. You said that you weren't sure, but your mind could be changed. If I know that I want to have kids, if I'm 100% sure that I want to have kids, I do not want to be with somebody who is not sure that they want to have kids. Because what if you never change your mind?
Facts.
I don't have time to be with you 5 to 7 years and then you decide, you know what, I actually made it up. I really don't want to have kids at all. And now I've wasted my time where I could have spent with somebody who wants to have kids. Come on now. What are we doing, Olivia? She knows that she said that she was on the fence and she wasn't sure. Now she's saying, I never said I didn't want to have kids. Yeah, you never said you didn't want to have kids and you never said for sure that you did want to have kids. Brett said, deuces, he's out. Let me tell you something. I never liked Brett, ever. But I do respect the fact that he did not let production bully him into staying into this relationship and continuing to be on this show.
Yeah.
So kudos to him for that. The last thing I'll say is I've been telling y'all this whole season, Brett is an a-hole. He said that he did not want to be with Olivia no more when they were sitting on the couch. And she said, is there anything that can happen that maybe could change your mind? He said, nope. Then he looked at his watch like, are we finished or are we done? He said, well, it's been nice talking to you. Been nice knowing you. Let me know when you sign the divorce papers, honey, because I'm out. See breezy. He's out.
Stop,
And
Jazz.
the very last couple on today's list is Christina and Henry. Christina and Henry were shady babies this episode. Were they not?
They were.
Were they not? I hope y'all are feeling this fake orchid energy I'm giving you. I switched up my little space today so I can have a little bit more privacy.
Girl, stay on track.
Anyway, child, honey, Henry's B-Day passed. He turned 35, which is a pretty big birthday. Christina did nothing. She was texting somebody else. Probably texting plans to hang out with her friends on his birthday. Y'all still gonna make excuses for Christina? I told y'all she was a complete bitch. Y'all still gonna make excuses for her? I'll wait.
Exactly. Go ahead. I want to hear it.
If I lived with somebody I didn't like, do you think I would completely ignore them on their birthday? Like, I would literally have to hate that person to do that. That was really messed up. It was rude. And Henry should have left Christina this episode after that. I would not have gone another minute longer with her. I think Henry is really fed up with her. But he's staying on the show because he wants his $150 a day, honey. I need y'all to admit right now that Christina is trash. I really need y'all to admit right now. She lied about her medication. I don't care. She lied about her medication. Not to say that people who take medication do not have changes in emotions, feelings, patience. I understand that. I learned that this season.
Yep.
Christina, her and her only. She's lying. She lied about where she lived. She lied about where she went that night when she stayed out till 3 o'clock in the morning. I'll tell you where she went, to a appointment to get the D. That's what I believe.
Facts.
I'm not going to argue about this. Sorry, not sorry. Okay. She met up with somebody to get the D. Because when she left, she was looking cute. She said she was going on a walk. You could have told Henry you were going to hang out with friends. And she came back at 3 o'clock in the morning. Honey, what's open after 2? Where did y'all go and what did y'all do?
On a ride.
What's open after 2? What did you do? Okay? She tried to complain about Henry going to the grocery store 2 times a day. Honey, Henry got to eat. All he do is eat and drink wine. You know why he went to the grocery store. He came back with 3 bottles of wine.
Period.
Henry called Christina out this episode for being homeless. I already said she was homeless. But Henry got pissed off. You done pissed Henry off now. He said she homeless. She stayed out until all wee hours of the night. She's a homeless whore, is what Henry said.
When?
He didn't say that, but I'm going to say it for him because I know he wanted to say that.
Oh.
And let me tell y'all another reason I know Christina was out for an appointment to get the D. She said she was helping some friends rearrange the apartment. What? You talking about sexually? Or, girl, anyway. Oh. And Christina lied about where she lived. I don't live in CBD. I thought she was about to say, no, I said I take CBD. I said I take CBD for my anxiety.
Another lie.
Child. Christina, shut up. Christina would lie about everything. She lied straight through her teeth. And then when he called her out about her saying she lived in the CBD, she started crying and talking about how she don't feel wanted by him. Girl, let's talk about where you live, though. And then, last but not least,
I'm done.
Christina had the nerve to accuse Henry of being gay. Christina is trash. I need y'all to know that. Henry said, I would not come on a show to get married to a woman that I don't know if I was gay. Christina is trash. End of story. Okay, end of story. My phone's going off. Listen, y'all. I want to hear your comments. I want to see your comments about this episode, honey. So drop a comment down below. You know I'm going to reply, ho. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, honey. What are you waiting on? You shouldn't have to get to the end of the video to do this. You shouldn't have to get to the end of the video to do this. Y'all, I will see y'all next week. I can't wait to read your comments. I'll see y'all in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at JAZMYNJW. And listen to my podcast, Color Couch Conversations. Deuces.